How's it going, Leos? This is Damien with HK Readings Healing Culture Tarot, and I am here to do y'all's March weekly, which is really going to extend until the 31st, so like the rest of March. It'll be labeled as a weekly, though. If you are Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Jupiter, this video may be for you. Cross watchers are totally welcome, as the energies may apply to the cross watcher. Though the energies may be interchangeable, I'm going to read it, as I do, which is for the signs that I'm reading for, okay? So it'll be from the perspective of Leo with respects to energies possibly being interchangeable. If you vibe with the video, please hit the like button, share the video, totally subscribe to the channel to keep up with all the other videos that'll be coming in the future. Leave your comments because I love those. So I got a new deck here. This is now my fourth deck and I'm really excited about it. This is Tarot of the Moors. So the previous deck before this that I got was Tarot of the Orisha, as many of you are familiar with, and now I have the Tarot of the Moors. And it's really exciting. Now, I'm still studying this deck, learning this deck, but when I get excited about new decks, which is every single one of them, I like to begin reading with them and building my relations with them in that way. So, the two cards that did come out for you during the pre-shuffle for your crowning energy, we've got the Two of Discs, which in the traditional tarot would be the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Charmer, who in traditional tarot translates to the Magician. Now there are more energies to be noted in these cards, and even the signs that they're aligned with and the elements of certain cards are a little non-traditional. So as the videos continue with me learning more about these cards, those concepts will be implemented. What I do have here for your crowning energy, though, Leo, is that many of you are trying to manifest a new beginning. I feel as though this is, out of all of the new beginnings I'm sure you would want to manifest, because of course you are thinking about yourself and your situation. You're wanting to manifest better for yourself. Many of you may want to manifest a better job, more money, so on and so forth. But what I'm seeing here with the cards is that this deals with the desire to manifest a collaborative effort, okay? So I do see it extending towards relationships. With the Two of Discs, I feel as though there's someone that you have an imbalance with that you're hoping to create balance with and have a new beginning, all right? And again, if these energies are vice versa, take it how it applies. Like Leo, if you're dealing with someone who has not treated you right in regards of a relationship, or things just ended for whatever other reason, and they see you've moved on, or they see that it's somewhat of a situation beyond fixing, but they still hope to manifest something with you and create that balance. take it as it applies. But again, reading for the sign, I'm definitely seeing or feeling that this may be the Leo. Some of you may have regret for how things went down. Now, mind you, we are in a retrograde, so it just could have you evaluating these things. And, hey, who's to say, coming out of a retrograde, things could be very well for y'all. But right now, there's a sense of imbalance. So, and this is interesting because I remember Malady was a popper, so we're going to put that there. But I remember doing y'all's last reading, and it was talking about reuniting. And do you know how I am with my music as it ties into my readings? So now Real Cool Time from the Stooges is playing. And for those of you who don't know the song, it really just deals with someone who, like Iggy, who has a passion for this person, and he wants to spend time with them. He wants to see them. There's optimism that he feels as far as like being able to provide a good time. Like he says, we will have a real cool time, and he's so sure of it. But it's almost as if he has to convince this person that this is what's good for the both. And you may be having to do that, or you're contemplating how to do that, Leo. So with the Malady card, I see it pertaining to the situation itself. Something that... Oh, wait, yeah, because there's so much energy I'm picking up on right now. So hold on, before we get to the Malady card. We were talking about, the reuniting that, had taken place. Or that was going to take place, but it still seems like there are kinks to work out, because I feel like the retrograde is bringing some energy that, as far as unresolved issues, need to be dealt with for things to move forward. And then I can go ahead and tie in the Malady card there, because there is relief in sight very much in the near future with the Malady card, although there may be sickness around the situation or within the people of the situation. It's something that speaks of a quick recovery. So for those of you, and I'm feeling that many of you, whereas that reuniting hasn't quite happened yet, I would say go ahead, because the universe is saying there's still some kinks here, some unresolved issues to deal with, and things will open back up and flourish and turn around in the way that it's intended, in the way I saw it in the cards for you last, towards the end of this retrograde. And this is also, I'm getting, because once you tie up those loose ends, it'll allow you to be more sure on what you truly do want. Like, did you just want to close this chapter? Get that closure? Or is this really about you wanting to be with that person? So reuniting isn't necessarily that happily ever after. It's about coming back together when things have lined up, but it's still being dependent upon what you and the other person do once you reunite, Let's pull some cards to see how they're feeling. I'm going to pull 3 cards from my Gypsy Oracle deck, my Sibylla deck, and then we're going to pull, say, 2 or 3 from the Tarot of the Orisha. And yeah, because this energy's coming. We don't necessarily need a long video. So what the Sibylla is telling me is that this person is totally, like, they still have feelings in regards to the sadness that they feel. See, we've got frivolity, child reverse, and size. So this person still feels for you or feels for the situation for whatever went Ari. But I don't know if they are able to give it up. Now, this is the first time I've ever felt this for this card, but what Spirit gave me was like wearing that dress every day since. Like ever since things went Ari, this person has just like, say, put on this dress and come out to the banks and just look out at, the sea. And every time she sees that ship sailing away, every time, male or female, they see that ship sailing away. And they replay and they recreate and they recreate. And I think you're dealing with someone who really does have to let go of the past. Because right now it seems as though what they're trying to do is transform into a new beginning outside of you. And I don't know if that they're telling you this, okay? And some of this is really, really being reminiscent to me of like the post that I just did on Instagram for my daily tarot, where we had the High Priestess come out in this deck, who is the Sibyl. I feel as though this person, whereas there may not be much communication at this point right now, as things are taking off pretty slowly, which is also reflective in the Two of Discs energy, just kind of like where the process is right now. It's like they're just not telling you. But it's more than that. It's not just what they're not telling you about the situation and how they're trying to move on and what they feel. It's the level to which they're taking the action that I think if you knew might discourage you or might break your heart. And some of you may kind of feel that already. Like, there will be rejection. It's like, although this person still misses you and still loves you and still wishes that things didn't go the way that they did, the other half of them is happy that it did, because it brings them to this moment of frivolity in the sense of, in this deck, meaning that kind of like Geminian creative transformative energy. It's a lot, but we'll take them. So it's interesting that we essentially have the Magician twice on the board. Eshu represents the Magician in Ifa and the Tarot of the Orisha. And then we have the Charmer. So we have the Magician twice on the board. This is high manifestation. So beyond that, we have the Four of Earth, the Ace of Fire, the Ten of Earth. All right, Gemini, I'm just going to go ahead and say that I see a little bit of back and forth. I don't know. It's like a tango, and I just don't get it. I don't know if that's what y'all are going to be doing in the near future, tangoing and going back and forth. Like, this person comes for you, and you're just like, no, and they're like, yes. And like, that's the kind of back and forth I'm getting. Many of you may have Earth in your chart. It may be one of the top rulers of your chart with the energy that you're taking on, Gemini. Ooh, whoa. This is Leo's video, and I just said Gemini. Okay. Listen, Leo. Y'all are dealing with it. If it's not a Gemini sun, they're definitely a Gemini moon. Could be a Gem rising, but I'm getting Gemini moon. If you know your partners, because that was just a blurt that was out of nowhere, but so assuredly passed from my lips. So that was meant for sure. But I also see Taurus being in their chart as well. And Virgo energy. But I feel like although they're operating in the energy of the Four of Earth, the Virgo energy may be in your chart. But it's like, again, we have this story of manifesting. The way we started off with the Charmer is what we have with that shoe. And it's like y'all are facing each other. Like I said, this person still has feelings for you, but it's just like hurt that they can't get over. It's like y'all are facing each other, okay? And it's like, whereas you're coming for this person, you have the intentions of recapturing a love with this person. You see that they're standing on that cliff alone. It's not like it's just something that you could walk up to. From the imagery, you tell it's a space only for one that you have to climb to. It's isolated, right? And they're on top of their pinnacles, which means they're choosing to focus on their career, their money, their job, and doing the building that they once wanted to do with you. That's reflective here also in the Ten of Earth. But what ended up happening is this person feels as though what may be best is honestly to create that within themselves, for themselves, / with someone else. Okay? But see, it's interesting because when we get from the Four of Earth to the Ten of Earth, this is where we go. So we have SU coming for like that Four of Earth energy that they're operating in, you coming from like the SU energy, right? Vice versa if it applies. And where this person, again, you see that they're on top of these pentacles wanting to build. It's like you knowing that y'all still have chemistry with one another is assuredly coming towards them almost, and it's just as passionate, but like, I don't know why I'm getting hostile or violent, because I don't think it's anything that intense, but you know, once it becomes this understanding that this person may or has, if you've already sent out one offer, reject a new beginning, we come into this true Ace of Fire energy, which is Aries and Leo, that I think you're going to become very protective over what this person tries to do outside of you, because you may feel it is in spite of you, like to spite you. And I don't think that's necessarily the case. But I'm definitely seeing something to where subconsciously, consciously, you know, it's just like you don't feel as though someone else should be able to, vice versa if it applies, create with someone what you were trying to, you know, manifest another chance to do. There's a lot of pride in this. And I feel like you just, whereas you haven't given up on this person in the past, you just might not for a while. So, like I said, it would be crucial to see what lies for the rest of the retrograde there, which I believe ends about the 28th, and just see Goddess guidance. But it's like something happened. And this is why I say y'all might be dealing with a Gemini, because another download that I'm getting is just like I don't want to say like this person is shifty, but there's shifty energy about this person that just 1 minute they're hot for you, then the next minute they're cold for you, then the next minute they're just like kind of talking to you but not really, but there's a little bit of communication, and then the next minute it's just nothing. Yeah. But again, it's really gonna like this energy that you're coming with is what's up, because like who doesn't want to be fought for no matter how things went on whatever end. But I feel like the hang up of the disconnect is that there's something that's not coming along with this passion or this course of action that they need to see, and that I feel like they need to see. So it may be a deal of that pride and ego being a little too high, but like if you can't show someone that you love them, Leo, like don't expect them to stick around. True T. Like, because I'm getting the sense that it's about the way their energy translates to making you feel, that makes you love them and see yourself as a protector of them, and so on and so forth. But it's like there should be a balance that's not there that would create that. Like, as we talked about in the beginning of the reading with the Two of Discs. So it leads me to believe that the imbalance may actually come from something like that you're trying to ignore here, and just manifest around that, manifest outside of that, but then it always comes back to that, okay? So, and again, yeah, they definitely might have Earth in their chart, because where you are going to have to bring that balance that's necessary within the Two of Disc here, as you see them operating out of Four of Earth energy on top of their pentacles alone. It only tells me that, again, what would create the balance. They're showing you here through how these cards are operating with one another, and it's up to you to do that. So like, call a spade a spade. It's like not trying to make something, and you know what I mean. Like, I could have a clear cut definition of something, and I have someone that I know who's a Leo, actually. He's kind of funny about this. He's pretty notorious about this. You could say something like, I don't know the exact definition of this. And he'll be like, no, it's actually like blah, 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 blah. And you're like, no, this is the definition of that. And he's like, no, well, kind of. And there's this way of just like talking around to whatever he feels it should be articulated to be outside of like the way it is. And it's about formulating your own illusions. So when we have a double trickster energy with Eshu and the Charmer, this is also talking about those illusions that you may formulate. The hurdles that you try to skip around, if you're doing 400 meter hurdles or whatever that shite, I'm not the track star, that was my mom, but I think it's the 400 yard. Okay, but yeah, I don't care how fast you are at getting to that finish line. Are you going to get any type of medal if you go around the hurdles? No, the thing is you have to jump over them. That's kind of that's the point. Whilst using your speed and everything else of your athletic nature, which is of the Fury Lion. And that's basically what I'm getting from the cards. It's kind of like, again, vice versa, if it applies, but you don't want to fool yourself, okay? Into constantly thinking that you can have this person of your dreams without compromising and balancing and giving it what it needs, the relationship, to have that. You know how this person makes you feel. You know what you love about this person, but what are you giving them to make them feel the same way about you? If it's not like it, if you can't answer that, or if you can and you know that it's not much, it might be best to just let them go. And you continue ascending your way and them their way. But there's one person that's clearly keeping everything stagnant here, while being the one who's at the same time trying to move forward, and having the other party feel like, you know, they can't change, or they are stuck in the past, or that the problem is just with them, like this weird form of gaslighting. But it's like, it's not. Because even at the same time, if this person still is very reminiscent on replays and the things that happened that hurt them, like it's the same type of thing when you're perceivably, trying to get back with this person continuously and promise things will get better, but what should have been given initially has still never been given. So it's like everything else. And that's not Ten of Earth energy, okay? Because I see from the Ace of Fire to the Ten of Earth, like, there's like a desire to have the Ten of Earth with this person, but your back is still turned to giving, like the lion's back is still turned to that Ten of Earth, to what it takes to get that. So there's the illusion. What are you not wanting to give up? What are you afraid of? And honestly, according to this reading, for who it applies to, if you really look at how much this person has hurt you, you'd probably say not much. Now, there were things that probably did, but for any of us, it's safe to say if it was a result of what we've done, we know that that was just cause reaction, cause effect, karma. Yeah. But it's just like you're still not willing to give that. And I'm seeing some jealousy too over these pinnacles. So if it's not jealousy, there's still comparison, there's still one-upping. It's this weird imbalanced nature, I think, within yourself. So it's going to be like the task in attracting the reunion, like in a successful way, like for it to go successfully after you two come back together, like in that moment, like something has to be done, said, so on. I think for that to happen, you're gonna have to just cut the shit. And for those of you Leos who this is what's happening to you, that person is just gonna have to cut the shit, or else it's not gonna work with getting you back. Hathor, receptivity. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. So this is, like in this connotation, clearly telling me that you have to be open to receiving messages, okay? This is also a card that holds balance within its symbolism. So there's going to be a high need for creating balance, allowing yourself to receive messages, to operate in the right energy. Because if there's something that has you feeling apprehensive, like in true, if you didn't feel it was good for you, you wouldn't be going for it. And it's something that you would not have a problem just cutting off. Even though Leos love hard, you'd still be able to cut that shit off. If it bled you, And you'd go for blood. This person makes you feel just so primally passionate. They really get your grooves going. But yeah, there's just, I think that some of you may have to come to terms that it has very much been about you when it comes to the two of you. And if that's not going to change, you'll lose this person. This Ten of Earth is going to come with someone else for them. Okay? So, be safe in this retrograde, and may beautiful things come from that. And just remember, if this doesn't work out, there are better things for you, because this is a lesson for everybody involved. This isn't speaking on your character. This isn't speaking on theirs. Because, this is your path to gain the insight to become a better person. And we all have a history. So does the person you're dealing with. You probably love them for their history and how they've been so strong through it. But that's what I've got for you.